What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Faraway Brothers. My name is J Mac, and we got my boy,
Kevin
my brother
Mack over here in the corner. You know where we be at. Yes, indeed. And we got some heavy hitting information for you guys today. A lot of stuff to talk about. What we got on our agenda today, J Mac?
First of all, we're gonna go into the biggest news, the biggest story. Everybody's talking about it. I even seen an article on CNN. What I'm talking about is the Drake and Meek Mill fiasco, beef, if you will, hip hop beef that's going on between them. One guy's doing hip hop, the other guy's doing Twitter. So we're gonna get into that, and we gotta jump straight into that. Kev, what you thinking of this situation, man? Go on and give me some love on this, man. Give me some answers that Meek Mill ain't giving me. Go ahead and give it to me.
I'm just as lost as Meek Mill, but I can see Meek Mill in this situation trying to understand, why did I even start this? What was my reason? What was my purpose? You know, Drake and Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne are all click tight. Why would you try to mess up the circle? This is a big issue I have with Meek Mills, which is not knowing who to go after. If you look at history right now, Meek Mill had one battle rap that seems to stick out to me. He didn't even answer back, because I guess he was a little bit out of his time as far as Cassidy is concerned. Cassidy, one of the greatest all time writers in hip hop history, went after Meek Mill a long time ago, and the only reason why Cassidy was said to even not be as victorious is that because Cassidy's career was nowhere. No one really wants to hear Cassidy rap, but they definitely want to hear him give stuff to other people to rap. So, I mean, Cassidy ghostwrites for everybody. But Meek Mill had went into Cassidy in a situation, and then he came out victorious based on the fact that he sold albums and he's still relevant. But this is a different situation. Now, we're in the big leagues. Now, you're messing with people who can actually throw fire right back at you, same level. And not only that, he messed with you. So, this is too much for Meek to handle, in my opinion. Right now, what he's doing is just silly. But he's already in it, so he should hurry up, spit fire flame back, because he don't have much time to kill on this subject. Based on Drake is not laying down at all. He released 3 diss tracks, okay? Some people think he just did 2, but you're missing the one he did with his new artist. He's put out a one called Uncharged Up right after he did Charged Up. So that's 3. Kind of 3 diss songs after you. And Meek Mill is still yet to respond, but on Twitter. No one wants to hear that on Twitter. We don't want to see your 140 characters being on Twitter. We want to see what that music do. So in my opinion, I think Meek has already lost this battle. What do you think?
Man, there's so much that's going on with this situation. We got to go all the way back to the beginning. So last week, Meek Mill goes on Twitter, types a few things up. Pretty much, he's mad at Drake, saying that Drake didn't tweet out his album, saying that Drake wrote the record. That had a ghostwriter on the record, Rico, which was on Meek Mill's album, which a lot of people see as the best song that's on the whole Dreams of Work More Than Money album, right? So he supposedly had somebody write that verse for him on that album. Meek was saying the reason why Drake didn't want to retweet or tweet the album was because he knew that he wrote the verse, and he knew that he would be exposed in the long run. Now, let's just revert back to a time when Meek Mill is pretty much on social media, Twitter, Instagram. Meek Mill is very flashy. Meek Mill is online, he's flossing things he has. I have no problem with that. But Meek had these times where he would talk about guys saying, these guys get online, they expressing their feelings online, man. Real gangsters don't do it this, and, people talking about the streets, and the streets don't do this, the streets don't do that. But there have been 2 occasions. Now we have 2 marked down occasions, big occasions, where you've seen Meek express his feelings and pretty much cry on social media about someone not retweeting his album. With the Wale situation, and now you got with the Drake situation, where he's saying that Drake hasn't retweeted his album. Okay, so that's the first thing that happened, right? So then you had Charged Up, which I think is going to be the new Turned Up. I think they're going to bring that, and people are going to start saying they're charged up instead of being turned up. That's going to be the new Turned Up. I'm telling you,
it's going to be a new thing.
It sounds like it's going to want to be. And if it don't, okay, I'll put it out there, but I'm just saying it most likely will be the new thing. You're going to hear people saying Charged Up, okay? He came out with Charged Up. Now, on Charged Up, I call this, just the guide shots. The guide punches. Just to see where your guy at. Okay, see what he's working with. Okay, let me hit him up a little bit. When you in the ring and you boxing, right? You hitting him with a few jabs just to see what he's going to react to. Yeah. Just to let him know that you there. I see what you're doing. I'm going to go ahead and hit you up. All right? Now, Funkmaster Flex.
Oh, my God.
And we can go back just a little bit right before Charged Up came out. And Funkmaster Flex came out with, he put out the guide. It's a guide, pretty much a guide track to 10 Bands. It's by a guy by the name of Quentin Miller, who supposedly is the ghostwriter for Drake. Now, what everybody need to understand with a ghostwriter, and Kevin, you might know this as well, but if you're a ghostwriter, the way that ghostwriters work, they pay a ghostwriter behind the scenes. He doesn't get credit.
Nope.
They don't show it.
Nope.
Because he's a ghost. So he's not supposed to be seen. But Drake, in multiple songs, for the credits, he put this guy, Quentin Miller, or I would say Miller, and you can see that he gave him credit. So that's not a ghostwriter. That's somebody that you collaborated with, and you came up with those songs. A ghostwriter, like I said, will be somebody that wrote for you, but you don't want everybody to know that they wrote for you.
Let's be honest.
You kept it behind the scenes.
Let's be honest. Let's even cut to the chase. First of all, most, if not all, rappers mainly do not write their choruses. Okay, this is a known fact. Choruses tend to come from whoever either produced the album, as far as the beat, or the ghostwriter that's actually in the studio with you, collaborate with you. The meat of the actual song comes from the actual artist. If you actually do your own stuff, that's what it's supposed to be.
Remember,
the ghostwriter helps segue.
That's the same thing that happened with 50 Cent on the Game's first album. When he did those 4 tracks for him, it wasn't that he ghost wrote for the Game. He collaborated with the Game. He gave him songs that had hooks and had beats already. So they were already set up, and all the Game had to do is come in and take that song that was already set up and implement his verses into it. Just insert his verses into the parts that he had to do. So that's what Funk Flex came out and said that this guy has piggybacking on Meek Mill. Now, the way that Funk Flex messed up was that he said over the weekend, I'm going to release 3 other tracks that's going to show you that Drake has been having a ghostwriter, and I'm also going to get Meek Mill to come on the show. So I haven't listened to Hot 97, and I don't know how long. But on the website, they had where you couldn't listen to it on the website. You had to download the Hot 97 app and listen to it, which was a smart move by this guy, because if he gets any residuals or any big-time thing off of anybody downloading and getting that much traffic to the app, then he did what he was supposed to do. That's the way he was supposed to make his money. But he had everybody downloading it for 3 hours. You heard nothing but Future songs. You heard multiple other songs that you were just like, man, when is Meek Mill come on? Meek Mill never shows up. Yep. Right? So Meek Mill says baby lotion to Drake's Charged Up on Twitter, and that's another thing that I have a problem with, is that he's keep on going on to Twitter and saying, well, this is this and this and this. I don't want to hear anything online. I want to hear bars. Now, I wake up this morning to a track by the name of Back to Back. Okay? And on this track, Drake is killing Meek Mill. Okay? He's pretty much hitting him up. Right now, it's up 3-1. I would say it's at the point where this is about to be the finals. Drake is about to hit the last shot. I think Drake has one more song. I think he didn't release everything in that song just yet. Okay? But he has one more song. He's talking about stuff and he says, yeah, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. You getting bodied by a singing nigga. I'm not the type of nigga that'll type to a nigga. Shout out to all my boss bitches, wife, and niggas.
That's my line right there. Shout out to all my wife.
Pretty much talking about Nicki wifing him up. Okay.
Pretty much talk about every chick out there who's probably wifing some dude up right now, paying all the bills and doing all this stuff like that. We all know that, again, as I said in the last episode, Meek Mills would not have sold that many albums if it wasn't for Nicki Minaj. The people who listen to Nicki Minaj went and bought that album. Meek Mills by himself will only get 100K. 100K. Quote me. I don't care who tells me differently. And I like Meek Mills. That's funny. I like Meek Mills' music.
Me too.
I love his music. I was all about the first album. It's all about the second album, actually. But then you come with all these accusations and everything else. I think it's actually, like I said again earlier, it's too late. What is Meek Mill's response at this point? He has till tonight. Today. July 29, 2015. You got until 11:59 to drive a track. Because if you don't drop a track, with it not being like the old times when you could actually wait a week or wait 2 weeks because you have the power of the internet, the power of media. People are going to look at this, and this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm looking at. How long does it take one guy to respond if he has the lyrics like he claims? If he says he writes his own stuff like he claims, like he says he's the street thug, like he claims, he should have had an album out by that Sunday. He should have had something to respond by Sunday. Matter of fact, if I was Meek Mill in that situation, before I even came and went at Drake on Twitter, I would have already had one recorded, ready for you, ready to drop.
Had a song ready. Why not have a song ready for this guy? That's like not being. That's like just going out there saying, this is what he's doing. He's going out there and just saying reckless stuff, but he doesn't have a response when somebody responds to him. I don't know if he thought Drake wasn't going to respond whatsoever and just was going to let this ride, or if he just was like, well, he didn't think Drake was going to respond. That's the only thing I can really say at this point. But with Meek Mill, honestly, there's another twist to this. Because I think Meek Mill is looking at this as a win.
Yeah.
Okay? Not a win with this battle, meaning that he won this battle, but he's winning because his name is out there more than it probably was before.
That was the next step.
I seen Meek Mill on E! Entertainment. They was talking about it. Like I just said earlier, they had on CNN. They had a column about it, which is crazy. It wasn't on the actual channel, but it was on the website. And he's on every blog right now, so his name is running. The only problem is on certain blogs, they're saying Nicki Minaj's boyfriend, which if you want to, you could just say that that's a Drake win right there again. Because anytime they don't even give you your name, that's terrible.
Terrible. And that goes exactly what he says. Pretty much, is this your tour and not your girl's tour? Pretty much what he pretty much saying that. But I think in this track, back to back, what Drake is basically saying is, I'm giving you blow for blow. I didn't hit you with track for track behind it. Not even giving you time to go ahead and do what you do. You haven't responded to me yet. So I'm going to keep throwing it back to back. Like 96 and 97 Jordan. Back to back. Like he on a Lethal Weapon cover. Like, come on. Like, these lines are telling you that, look, I'm coming at you. And I'm throwing everything I got at you at this point because you know what? You asked for it. You asked for it.
And hit him up is the only thing that that Meek Mill can do right at this point. He has to do a hit him up. It has to be a hit him up mixed in with Ether, mixed in with a takeover, mixed in with Bomb First, which was on the Machiavelli album with Tupac. Tupac got a lot of stuff that he was going in on.
Wait, 1,600 bars of running? What's
300. It was like 300 balls.
300 balls and running by the game, man.
Man,
you got to come back with something like that. You would have to drop a 26-minute track just to come back for this right now, because right now you're losing. But again, like I said, you're winning, which is why I was thinking that maybe this was a publicity stunt. What if Meek Mill knew that the ultimate way to actually get more record sales, be more known as just Nicki Minaj's boyfriend, was to actually come at Drake? Now you have someone in the media saying Drake versus Meek Mill beef, Drake versus Nicki Minaj's boyfriend beef. They want to know who Nicki Minaj's boyfriend is. They want to know. They're in their face.
Yeah.
They're buying his album. They're on the streets. They're putting it on Twitter. You're getting plays. You're getting tweets. You're getting Instagram posts. You're getting Ricky running down the street and Rick Ross trying to save him in a meme. You're getting all these things put into one. Publicity for you.
I'm going to tell you something. The creativity that I'm seeing online, these people need to get jobs, okay? All these people who are making these memes need to get jobs.
Need to be columnists.
Places. These people need to be getting jobs at like ESPN, Disney Channel, just people that's creative, man. They need them people in Hollywood. Some of them memes that I was seeing, man, it doesn't make any sense. Drake came in this beef, and he didn't even want to do it. He said, and I'm not quoting the line, I might not even quote the line correctly, but he says in the song, I might regret this beef later on down the line. I might regret responding later on down the line. So you can tell, like, he don't really want to do this, but he got to do it. And I love that he's doing it with bars. Instead of doing it on Twitter and saying, well, F you, Meek, and putting up memes with other people and laughing at other stuff like some rappers do, he's getting on them. He's getting on the track and saying, listen, I'm going to tell you what's going on in rap. I'm going to body you in hip-hop. I ain't going to body you with them tweets. You can keep on tweeting and everything like that, but I'm not going to body you with these tweets. I'm going to body you with these bars. And your girl, and this is like I said, I think that he's holding one thing back. He hasn't said it yet, or maybe I might have missed it in one of those tracks. I need to listen to it some more. But I think he's holding back the thing with Nicki. And that might be the next thing.
Hey, who knows? But we do know one thing. Drake is notorious for putting you in lines. We know what he did to Tyga. You need to act your age and not your girl's age. So basically, he ain't
have to say nothing else.
He don't have to say anything else. He's gonna put you in a song regardless. He's gonna respond in the music regardless. He's been trained well, I would say that, by the people. That's why he is now his own standalone artist. He can do it literally on his own. He can carry OVO. They can be the next big thing, the next big team. They can actually do something like that. Thinking about Meek Mill even trying to go at Wale for saying that he's not tweeting his album. Like, why are you going at your own cast? The MMG, even though MMG, I don't know where it's going right now. The fact that Meek Mill is selling the most records on the charts still says and sings words to me like, what about Wale? And lyrically speaking, I do like Wale's approach here, but he's more of the soft side. He's like the dark-skinned Drake. That's what you would say. But all in all, what is MMG going to do? Is MMG actually going to back him? Or are they going to leave him in the front runner? What is Nicki going to say? Is Nicki just going to be all day Meek, or is Nicki going to pick the side of Drake? That's what we're waiting on right there.
But
what side does it go to?
Nicki can't say anything right now because that's going to look bad for Meek. And she knows that's going to look bad for me. Even though behind the scenes, I know that she's like, man, why is this going on? Because I do business with Drake, which is supposed to be her brother. Mm-hmm. I do business with Wayne. Wayne's still like Drake. So it's messing up a whole lot of... But she can't say anything right now because if she does, people are going to be like, well, Meek, you had her speak for you, huh? So she can't say anything at this point. She has to stay quiet. I know she's feeling uncomfortable at this point. She don't want to break up with the dude that she just started going with. She's been on all these videos with. It'll look bad on her part if... It'll look bad at this point if she were to break up with him. Because then people be like, oh, she not loyal, she not doing this or whatever to that portion, to an old man. So, I don't know, man. She got to stay quiet right now, though. Meek got to come out with an album. I mean, Meek, I keep saying album. Well, you know what? He got to come out with a whole album dissing Drake, okay? He got to come out with a whole album dissing Drake today.
He has about a good 2 hours in the Eastern Standard Time, but in California, you got about a good 5. So what I'm going to say to him is, you better go to California and record this album right away, because there's no way in the world you're going to be able to make this, because, like I said again, this has been over when Drake released the first one. But when he released the second one, there was no response. By Sunday, there was no response. Monday, no response. Tuesday, I dropped the best thing in the world to you. In the middle of the night, everybody waking up out their sleep like, I wonder what Drake put out. Back to back. Everybody making memes. What you gonna do, Meek? Meek, you lost. Meek, you losing. Where you at? Where is that Meek? People talking about, I got people arguing with me back and forth, trying to figure out why I keep saying Meek is going to lose this battle. Because y'all are telling me about a Meek that doesn't exist right now. The one that actually used to battle rap on the corner with the long hair and everything, going back and forth with people. Saying, we don't see that Meek. So if I don't see that Meek here, then he lost. He needs that Meek to come out.
I don't understand most battle rappers, and they brought this up earlier. They had Powerhouse in Philly. And Jadakiss dissed Beanie Siegel in his own hometown. You have to, and then Beanie came back with something, but you got to respond, man. Like, I just don't know what Meek's doing. I don't know at this point, because he's a freestyler, and I love when Meek freestyles. When I listen to his interviews, I'm looking for him to, I'm looking, like, when somebody gonna ask him to spit some bars. Because I want to hear something, man. Meek always coming with them bars. He just was on Swear a few weeks ago, killing it. So I'm like, man, where are these bars at for Drake? And you not in that era where you could just wait around. These new people, they're looking for the next new thing the next day. You can be a forgotten story, quick, fast, and in a hurry, in 10 seconds, in 10 minutes. It's just like that. And one other thing that I saw that Drake did that, you like, okay. And even Charlamagne said this on the Breakfast Club. Drake said that you gonna make me send bottles to Charlamagne. And he sent 6 bottles to Charlamagne today. He's pretty much playing with you. And he sent a slight jab on that Charged Up, which I like. It just kill Funk Flex real quick. Don't even spend too much time on Funk Flex. He was like, you gonna make me, have Clue drop a bomb, because DJ Clue was the first one that was dropping bombs. He was really the one that was using that bomb, and so it pretty much killed Funk Flex that quick and saying, look, bro, you're not even the originator of that bomb that you dropping. Clue be dropping them bombs. So it gave shine to Clue, who you haven't really heard too much of him in a long time, but gave him a little shine at that time. So man, I'm liking what Drake doing, man. Drake getting up in these songs, he's saying different clever, just little clever lines in those songs that's just murdering them, bruh. Yeah, he's draining the blood out of Meek Mill right now.
Draining ain't the word, but to accreditation and trying to figure out what's going on, I still think this is a dumb decision if you were looking at it in the sense of just wanting to go after something to try to break something up. Because right now you are putting a rift in something. When you just literally dropped a song with him, every album you've had, which is the only 2 albums that you've ever dropped, you've had a song on there with Drake. And both of those songs were one of the greatest on the album. Amen.
Yeah. Was a hit. It was one of the hits that was leading up to the album. And then you had that intro that really got people. So I will give you a round of applause for that. We can go ahead and give you a round of applause for that. But the Drake and the Drake being on Amen and Drake being on Rico, man, that's the biggest 2. That's like the biggest 2 records. If you look at those 2 albums, those are one of the biggest 2 records that people like to play. Meek got to come back, man. I don't know if Meek thought just putting Drake out as a ghostwriter and exposing him that way was just going to kill everything. But as you see, it's not killing anything. So now you have to come with something. You got to come with something. Don't come talking all that gangster stuff. Don't come.
We know you was with the roaches. We know you came with the roaches, okay? We already know all that happened. However, we need to hear what you got to say straight to Drake. I ain't coming in your house with guns. Tell me exactly what you got to say. Diss this man in ways that he ain't never been dissed before. And if you can't do that, then hold that L.
Yeah, hold that L. You're going to have to hold that L forever. That might, hey, That might, hey,
You don't
I
see
don't know
battle
if this
rapping
is,
too often no
look,
more. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't
look,
battle rap.
look, man. 50 Cent came in and eliminated Ja Rule.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of
Eliminated him.
eliminators. What happened to Lil Flip
So,
after T.I.?
hey,
They
man, a lot of people
eliminated.
got eliminated, bruh.
You get eliminated.
You
Now
better
wait,
go on and say something.
to his accreditation, he's a lot better than Lil Flip. But at the same time, who would have been a better choice to battle versus Meek? Now, a lot of people want to argue when I talk to people. A lot of people say Kendrick Lamar. I don't believe he would have beat Kendrick Lamar either. Kendrick Lamar, to me, has one of the greatest flows that I've ever seen, especially for the fact that he can actually talk about stuff that actually matters, like, you know, things that happen on the neighborhoods and the street, and still come with it real hard.
Hold up. Somebody told you that Kendrick Lamar, that if Meek Mill would have went against Kendrick Lamar, that he possibly would have won?
These are one of the argumental questions that I was requested to say on this thing. So I'm actually taking questions, Q&A from people right here live on the Faraway Brothers, which we are starting to do. So if you got questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. We go ahead and answer Faraway Brothers Q&A sessions. But for right now, this Q&A session is saying that who will win out of Kendrick Lamar and Meek Mills?
I'm gonna answer it just because it's Q&A, okay, and it's coming from somebody who's a fan, okay. Kendrick Lamar is gonna win, and this will be this will be the first answer that Kendrick Lamar will win. The second answer is gonna come when I hear Meek Mill's diss track to Drake when it finally comes out. If it ever comes out, I'll be able to give you another answer to it because I'll be able to see a diss track that Meek Mill came up with. And then at that point, I'll give you my honest answer. I'll give you my straightforward answer on if they can win. But Kendrick Lamar at this point will look good against Meek, especially if Meek going to be shining away like this. And Kendrick Lamar can spit. Okay?
He been spitting system mixtapes. Okay?
Yeah.
Mixtapes. One of the greatest mixtape people of all time. He didn't even come out with an album until he dropped like at least 6 mixtapes. Come on.
So the boy is bad when it come to rapping. So now I don't know. Listen, Kendrick will kill him. Go ahead.
Now the second Q&A for that question was, the question comes here from my boy Scott. Scott says, who would win out of Meek Mill and Wale? Well, this has seemed like just a died down Drake in this situation because Wale is basically a dark skinned Drake. Wale's lyrical has a sense to it, but you know, it's more melodic because he's always talking about things like marriage and all this stuff like that. You never hear Wale get real rowdy with people talking about what he's gonna do. However, Wale does have the lyrical skills that's actually better than Meek in my opinion. Still, Meek is a street rapper. Until I can see him convert over and be able to put both together and combine them to beat somebody, I don't think he's actually going to take over and actually beat Wale. Even though he did beat Wale in the sales records. But I think that's only because, and I will quote it again, because of Nicki Minaj is dating. He's dating her. I mean, what do you want to do? If Beyonce was dating Wale right now, Wale would sell millions. Probably not million, a couple 500,000. But that's just because you dating Beyonce, okay?
If he was dating Beyonce, yes, he's selling $1 million. He'll be just like Taylor Swift selling $1 million, okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Beyonce be like, Beyonce tell the Beehive, look, I want y'all all to go out and buy Wale's new album. That's far-fetched. Like, I don't know why you ever put them two together. But anyway.
That's another topic for another time. Because in my head, I'm thinking right now, what happens if, is it this true? Is this true right here? America. Hip-hop nation. R&B nation. Music nation. Tell me this. Is the top female on the charts can support a rapper? Is that what every rapper needs right now? Does every rapper need a Beyonce? Does every rapper need a Nicki Minaj? Does every rapper or musician need a Taylor Swift? Like, is that what we're going to do?
First of all, I want to give a round of applause to Beyonce. I want to give a round of applause to her. That woman is amazing. She can build and dismantle careers, Carrie Hilson. So, yes, if she would go with anybody, she could go with Soulja Boy. Okay,
Oh,
Soldier
wow.
Boy sell $1 million. Okay, she'll go with Lil B, and Lil B will sell $1 million.
Well, let's not
Because
forget.
people,
Let's not forget. Real good job. That she also had her own diss track at one point, but it wasn't. It was just saying that basically I'm the queen bee. So when who came at her hard, it doesn't exist anymore. What's that chick? Better not get too close to me. What's that chick name?
Carrie Hills.
There you go. Carrie Hilson. I couldn't even remember her name. That's how bad it was when she went out to Beyonce talking about she did everything for her. These things don't turn out good for people. Beef,
Pretty girl.
when
Pretty
you
girl.
lose, don't turn out good for people. All right? So, Meek, watch yourself, man. You better do something tonight. If you don't do something tonight, then it's over,
Tonight,
man.
Meek.
It's over. You just get used to being Nicki Minaj's girlfriend because that's what you're going to be. Okay? And you're only on tour because your girl on tour. Nobody pays to see Meek Mill. People pay to see Nicki Minaj.
That's exactly what you must have read that from Drake's memoir that he just put out there in his open letter to the world. That's terrible, man.
Nah, that came straight from me.
But I'm crying for this man. Tonight, if this dude don't come out with a diss track, I'm crying for this man, okay? There's going to be tears that's going to be dropped for Meek Mill. We're going to have to put his career to rest, have a full burial, second line for this man. It's going to need to be, I don't know, we're going to cremate his career, what we going to do to it, but we have to do something. I don't care if me, the Fallaway Brothers, as a group, as a unit, if we got to get on a track for Meek Mill and answer back for him, damn it, we going to do it.
We going to do it. We got to do it. But hey, that closes out another episode of the Fallaway Brothers, man. Thank y'all for coming through again. Remember, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, like us on Facebook, SoundCloud. We everywhere. On top of that, please, if you have music that you would love to hear in the beginning, please send us your music and our email, which is just thefaraway.brothers@gmail.com. And any Q&A questions you can send there or tweet us on our Twitter.
Yep.
And we'll be here to answer back for Faraway Brothers Q&A. Till then, I'm K-Mac.
And I'm J-Mac.
And we the Faraway Brothers. We out.
All right.